Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about a parenting win that I've had that's been evolving really over the last year, but especially over the last couple months. I have 6 kids to give you background. They are ages 5 to 15, and 3 of them are adopted from foster care. So parenting is it's a challenge already, but I think it's even more challenging when you add kids that are older than your bio kids to the mix. Because you don't get to grow with them as you're parenting. You just jump into the teen years, which is what I did, and that was hard to know what was baggage and trauma that was coming along with them, and what was normal teenage hormones and all kinds of stuff. So it's been quite the journey. But one thing that has really been a win is I've been tweaking my parenting to control them as little as possible. I grew up in evangelical circles that there was a lot of control in the parenting. You wanted to control if your kids were dating, who they were dating. Like there was a lot of aspects of our life as kids that was sheltered out of genuine love from our parents to keep us safe and to make sure we were on the right path and that we stayed pure and did everything right and wouldn't do things that they didn't want us to have regrets. They didn't want us to make big mistakes. They wanted to protect us from that. And so it was all done well, or they were meaning well. But I can't imagine how stressful it must have been for my parents to always feel like they had to be in control of everything that happened in my life and the decisions that I made. Or maybe they didn't feel that way. But it came across that way, and it ended up playing into my parenting, where I thought until just a year ago that it was my responsibility to make sure that I had control over my kids and that I led them down the right path and that they followed me and that I made sure that they obeyed and did exactly what they were told to do. And yes, they had a free will, but if they didn't make the choice that I wanted them to make, there needed to be consequences for that. And that is really disrespecting their autonomy, and that's disrespecting and their ability to the fact that it's my job to teach them to think critically and to become their own person. I'm not raising little mini Michaelas. I am raising individuals that they're already little humans, y'all. They are their own people from birth. And for me to try to put them into a mold saying you have to be this or you have to be that for you to be acceptable to me or in society, or for me to be okay with you, that's taking away from their autonomy. Now, yes, we teach kids to be respectful and, you know, what they need to do to be a good citizen. But when it overflows into their life where they feel like they don't get to make their own decisions or choose their own identity, then that part to me as a parent is not okay. So anyway, I was talking to my 15-year-old last night, and we were talking about. She brought up the fact. I don't even remember where it came from, but she brought up the fact that she didn't used to like me, and so she looks at me. She goes, "I didn't used to like you. I didn't like who you were." And I looked at her, and I was just like, I know. Um, and then her next comment though was that I started liking you a lot more after you quit going to church. And I was like, I changed a lot after I quit going to church. And where a lot of people think that, Christians leave the church because maybe they're not Christian or they want to sin or they want to do things their own way. That right there is proof that we are still good on the other side of Christianity. Because the reason that she likes me more is because I judge less and I give her freedom to be her. I let her be autonomous. My job is not to raise a kid who never makes a mistake and who does everything I tell her to do. My goal as a parent is to raise a kid who is confident in her uniqueness and in her individuality and in her ability to think critically and to make good decisions on her own. I don't want her to get to be a young adult and need me to make her decisions for her. Like, I want her to know that she can trust her instincts and she can come to me if she wants to bounce ideas off of me, but she is good enough inside of her, and she can trust her gut to make the right decisions. And if she makes a mistake, there's absolutely nothing wrong with making a mistake. A mistake shows us what we didn't like and what we want to do different next time. It's just a redirection of your path. It's not the end of the world. And yes, some mistakes affect us more than others, but it's not my job as a parent to protect her from making mistakes. Do I want to keep her safe? Yes. I love her very much. I love all my kids very much, and I want them to be safe. But at the same time, I'm going to give them freedom to practice making their own decisions. And it's their life. It's not my life. They're living their dreams. They're not living my dreams. And it's not my job to control them. It's my job to guide them and teach them to make responsible decisions on their own and to respect themselves and to also respect others. So that was just really freeing. Like, parenting after and during deconstruction, parenting after religion is a whole different ball game, and it's been interesting to see myself grow and change and tweak things, especially over the last year, because I know it's drastically changed my parenting, so much so that my child actually likes me a lot more than she used to. And I like me a lot more. I like who I am. I like how I have the ability a lot of the time, not all the time, to be more easygoing and just be like, okay, it's their decision. You know, if that's what they want to do, then that's what they can do. But they're going to have to live with the consequences of their decision. You know, and at their ages, it's still pretty small. So hopefully they learn and develop those critical thinking skills to help make things easier in the future. But if I'm always controlling them and keeping them from making what I think are mistakes, then they can't build that autonomy that they need. They can't build their own identity. They're just going off of me. And then they're going to face what we call identity foreclosure. They're going to very possibly decide that they are who they are because mom or dad are making me be that person, and I don't have freedom to go anywhere else or to branch out, which is what happened to me. I think I've talked about that a little bit before, but we can talk about it more on another YouTube. Anyway, this one's getting a little long. I try to keep them short so I don't lose y'all. So y'all have a good day, and I will talk to you next time.